Hello and welcome to the quarantine. Welcome back to the Quarantine Theater Company. Tonight we are going to be doing the film Cyrano. We've got a lovely, lovely group of people with us. I will be doing scene description this evening. We've got Jared joining us as Cyrano de Bergerac. We've got Jennifer joining us as Roxanne. You don't have to wear that red dress. All right. Logan is going to be joining us as Christian. Bridget will be our Marie. I am just going to make everything very French. I apologize. Travis is going to be Reginald. And Thea will be De Guiche. And other characters. Everybody's doing multiple duties tonight. So without further ado, please enjoy Cyrano. I muted myself when I'm doing scene description. All right, Cyrano, screenplay by Erika Schmidt, based on the stage musical and adapted and directed by Erika Schmidt. From Cyrano de Bergerac by Erika Schmidt. I mean, just kidding. Edmund Rostand. Music by Erika Schmidt. Not really. Aaron and Bryce Dessner. Lyrics by Matt Berninger and Karen Besser. Ouch. Interior, Roxanne's home. City, dusk. Roughly 1640, but as timeless as it is period. Roxanne home is a small, only essential pieces of furniture, tasteful but poor. A shelf of books and a pride, get down please, in a pride of place. In contrast, her wardrobe overflows with elegant dresses. She stands looking at them, her chaperone, Marie, at her side.
I'm hungry.
A lady never complains.
Roxanne throws aside an extravagant red dress.
We can't eat dresses. If only the Duke had sent bread.
I think he wants to marry you.
I'd rather marry you.
He's Duke, and you, my dear, a rapidly aging orphan.
I won't be rescued. I'm not in distress.
We have no money, not a bean. Your whole life in our country has been at war, and everyone must make compromises in a war.
Everyone must make compromises in a war. I don't love the Duke de Guiche, not quiche. Although I'm going to pick it out because it might be the same sage green as a quiche.
Wear the dress he sent.
No, red is vulgar and reeks of lechery.
Marie reluctantly helps her put on the sage dress.
If you don't love him,
or even like him,
then why did you accept his invitation to the theater?
Because we can't afford the tickets and I want to see the play.
Exterior Roxanne's house continuous. De Guiche's ornate carriage pulls up outside Roxanne's home. Interior Roxanne's room continuous.
He's here. Now, don't be rude to him.
I'm not. I'm enigmatically distant and fashionably late. Where are my shoes?
If you anger him, he'll ruin us.
Where are they?
Marie helps Roxanne look for the shoes.
Marry the Duke and you'll be rich. I promised your father I'd keep you safe.
No one's safe in a cage.
A clever marriage is your only option.
I have no intention to marry anyone.
Believe me, spinsterhood is bleak.
Oof. And love.
He hands Roxanne her shoes. Roxanne tries but can't reach her feet in the dress.
And love. Does that count for nothing for you? Put my shoes on.
Why do you keep saying my...
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
Marie puts Roxanne's shoes on her.
I'm so sorry.
It might smell rosy for a year or two, but love doesn't last. What lasts is compromise and sacrifice. Children need love. Adults need money.
Marie rushes down the stairs to meet De Guiche, the surly but quite handsome Lord hovers.
Tell your mistress she's 2 months behind with the rent.
It's coming, I promise.
Interior, inside carriage as it travels through the city continuous. Roxanne and Marie sat opposite De Guiche and Valvert, a comp in service of two De Guiche, dressed in ribbons and bows. De Guiche, elaborate finery, looks Roxanne up and down while it's disturbing.
It's perfectly fetching, but I long to see you in crimson silk.
I couldn't wear that dress.
No?
I don't have the shoes to match. Sorry.
I will rectify your errant shoelessness.
Valvert snorts. Roxanne looks at him.
Perhaps the good Duke should have sent the dress to you, Valvert.
Oh, I tried it. Too loose in the bust.
De Guiche and Valvert snigger. Roxanne forces a smile back. Marie looks anxiously between them. As the carriage takes them to the theater, De Guiche and Valvert talk, and Marie makes a polite small talk. Roxanne looks out the window. We don't hear them as she sings this random song.
Yeah, can't wait. So excited. It's Have to Find Gravity in Half, what the fuck ever Taylor Swift song comes to brain. What does it feel like to slow dance in the sunlight with someone you love? Somebody who sees you or won't ever leave you alone, whatever comes.
The carriage drives along the narrow streets of the city. It passes couples in love. This song is already better than what's in the actual movie. As Roxanne sees them, they dance.
I need something to die for, write poems and cry for, and I won't be ashamed. I'm nobody's pet, no one's wife, and no one's woman, and I won't play that game. I'd give anything for someone to say that they can't live without me, and they'll be there forever. I'd give anything for someone to say to me that no matter how bad it gets, that they won't turn away from me.
Exterior, a street. Roxanne continues.
Yeah, she's trying. What do you do when you're always waiting to find love at first sight? If I'm naive, why does all the poetry say that I might? I have heard songs that say love conquers everything. However you name it, it's right there in front of you. Wherever you are, you just have to claim it.
Christian has just arrived in the city, a poor country boy and handsome. Here he carries a single bag with all he owns of the world. He peers into the window of a bakery. The Rajeunesse is written on the glass. He counts his change to see if he can afford something to eat. De Guiche's carriage drives past. Christian sees Roxanne's reflection in the window. Roxanne does not see Christian. Christian turns and stares at Roxanne as she passes. He must see her again. He chases after the carriage. Oh crap, I can't see the script when I type. Exterior, outside the theater continuous. A grand old theater. Theatergoers, which is apparently one word, gathered on the street. A sign says, house is full. Marquises, comtes, vicomtes, and barons in wigs and fine clothes walk the door, past the guards who nod to them. Poor folk, plainly dressed, wait behind a rope to get in. De Guiche helps Roxanne down from his carriage and offers her his arm. Christian arrives behind the carriage and sees Roxanne exit it. He grabs the arm of a poor stranger.
Who's that?
The Duke de Guiche? Second only to the king?
No, the lady.
Oh, Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne suddenly looked very. The captain of the guards in uniform grabs the stranger's arm.
Have you seen Cyrano?
Who?
What's his name?
Fuck off.
Not yet?
scenario?
Cyrano,
The
man.
name of the movie.
No.
Cyrano!
He's fucking French, whatever.
Jesus!
Christian sees Le Place, rank and uniform, and salutes.
Christian Nouvelette. I'm a new recruit. I'm enlisting in the King's Guard tomorrow.
Le Place smiles a friendly warning. I don't know if I cast him.
Good luck with that. At ease.
Lebray heads into the theater to look for Cyrano. As they climb the steps, De Guiche and Roxanne pass by two women in dresses overdone with dripping lace. They wave at De Guiche, giggle, swoon, whisper behind the fans, obviously flirting with him. Roxanne sees the exchange and shoots Marie an "I told you so" look.
What superb ribbons, Duke de Guiche.
Gorgeous piping and trim.
Doeskins and beavers, lady. Doeskin and beaver.
That sounded dirty. POV of Christian as he watches Roxanne and De Guiche go into the theater. The guard bows and holds back the crowd as they pass, followed by Valvert and Marie. Christian makes a quick decision. He finds a lurking scalper. After some intense negotiations, manages to buy a ticket with the last money he has. Yeah, that was a smart investment. We follow Christian inside the theater. Interior theater continuous. We all see the levels of society and the descending tiered boxes and the poor on the floor standing. The floor is a dangerous place, jostling and cramped. Christian moves through the crowd as he passes a thief holding a knife. With a group of 5 rough-looking young men gathered close, he whispers intently,
Be swift, be crafty. Take from the women and the men without swords.
"And children?"
A child with a full purse is an adult.
A thieves nod and set to work.
I'd give anything for someone to say that they can't live without me and they'll be there, oh, there forever. And I'd give anything for someone to say to me that no matter how bad it is, gets they won't turn away from me.
Christian is looking all around for Roxanne. De Guiche, Valvert, Roxanne, and Marie take their seats in a premium box on stage. Finally, Christian sees her.
If love's there, I feel it and it's there. It would be a freedom at first sight. I'll be walking on air. If love's there, won't dare run away. I'll swallow my pride and I'll ask you to stay.
Roxanne sees Christian for the first time. Their eyes lock as she sings the last lines. They both fall instantly and irrevocably in love at first sight. Roxanne grasps and points behind Christian as a thief grabs his bag and runs off through the crowd. Christian turns and gives chase. The spell is broken. The song is thankfully over. Christian rushes past the theater buff and his young son in the crowd.
Ah, theater. Inhale it, my boy. Literally. Feel it? Yes? Tonight you will see the magnificent Montfleury, the greatest actor of his generation.
The boy smiles up at his father as the audience chants and bangs on the boxes. Play! 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 It's like a modern-day boxing match or live music event, alive with eager fans. The concessions girl offers oranges. Roxanne takes one, and then another, and then 2 more. She passes one to the grateful Marie. De Guiche pays. As the lights dim, Roxanne starts tearing into her oranges. The curtain parts. The corpulent Montefleury enters, and he is dressed as a shepherd boy with a bonnet covered in roses and carrying a large crook. The audience applauds warmly. The son of the theater buff looks confused. Him? Montefleury finds Roxanne in the box. He smiles at her, and then the girls dressed as sheep enter and dance.
Happy is he who, far from court and society's sway in isolation self-imposed, shuns company. And who, when the soft wind whistles wishingly upon he...
Suddenly, from the back of the house,
Montfleury, what are you doing here?
the two of the sheep on stage freeze and look at each other.
Cyrano?
The second sheep nods emphatically.
After your performance last week, I sent you a letter urging you to retire.
What a dick. Roxanne recognizes the voice and searches the crowd. At the same time, Lebray, close to the stage, turns with a gasp under his breath. And he says,
Cyrano.
Cyrano! You
Cyrano!
dumbass.
Fuck.
Damn it, Travis.
My gasping
Cyrano
breath.
is like, I can't, I have no words. Montfleury looks defiant. The audience in the boxes look around. The groundlings whisper excitedly. They think Montfleury is all right, but they love Cyrano.
Happy is he
Yes.
who far from court and societies
Did you receive my letter?
sway in isolation self-imposed.
Well,
Montfleury suddenly breaks character and shouts,
Yes, all right, I received your letter and I burnt it. I'm a professional actor. I received numerous prizes. I have performed at court for the king himself. I have been successfully entertaining the people for over 3 decades. And now I will act.
All the aristocrats give him a loud applause and cheers, including de Guiche and Volvel.
Act! Act!
Act!
Act!
Act!
Act!
Montfleury thanks them for their support and prepares to continue. As he draws breath,
you've been brutalizing the people for 30 years. You've bludgeoned them into believing that your trumpeting noise and preposterous gestures are art.
the groundlings cheer and Roxanne claps her hands in delight. De Guiche glances at her with displeasure.
Is this part of the play?
Most certainly not. It is an outrage. Montfleury is a god.
The boy cringes. Aristocrats applaud. Montfleury acknowledges the compliment and draws breath.
In the name of all that's holy, desist.
You have no authority here.
The rich stand, looking for who is speaking, and they are excited and scandalized.
Bellow, Montfleury. Act like thunder.
I suggest you keep quiet, or I will trim your ribbons and bows.
The crowd standing on the floor cheer this idea. Do your acting, Montfleury!
He'd better not.
Happy is he who shuns.
Final warning.
In insulting me, you insult the dramatic muse, and worse, you desecrate this theater, this crucible of humanity, this sacred wooden O.
Theater buff nods in a passionate agreement. His son stifles his laughter. We finally see Cyrano for the first time. He's up in the gods. He hooks his sword hilt over a rope and drops to the orchestra floor, where the groundlings part for him.
No, sir, untrue. I'm sorry, but you lie. You've made this stage your personal sty. The dramatic muse has fled the building. She scampered when you started gilding the lily with your great big voice. The poor muse has no choice. I love this place and all it means. Poetry, romance, terror, truth. I've loved it here since early youth. I can't stand aside while you dishonor it with your pumping and hideous jigs. I will not abide your thumping and dreadful wigs. Montfleury, you've abandoned the truth. You've lost your core. You can't remember how truth feels and what it's for. So now, please leave this stage, never to return, and I will applaud the new integrity you'll earn. Exit, Montfleury.
Pandemonium! While the groundlings cheer, Roxanne applauds, beaming at Cyrano. He coolly nods to her. Lebray notices this moment.
I am not moving one step from the center of this stage. I am necessary. I am a teller of truths, profound, comical, tragical, mystical, whatever the bloody wantical.
The aristocrats cheer.
If you won't leave by invitation, then I'm compelled to use force.
Cyrano vaults over the stalls gate and charges through the crowd, who part to let him pass. They're going wild.
Help me, someone, protect me, arrest him, help, please.
The theater manager, Jodelet, emerges from backstage.
Please, Cyrano.
Cyrano leaps onto the stage and turns to the crowd.
Will anyone here defend this great sausage? I will duel with any volunteer, with all the honor commiserate to his station. Is anyone willing to fight for Montfleury?
Laughter and derision from the boxes, and cheers and shouts from the groundlings. You are no Samson.
I'm no Goliath either, but I fight like the two combined.
I think not. Goliath was a giant. Cyrano draws his sword, boxes gasp, groundlings cheer.
Care to think again?
The Marquis shakes his head and hides behind his lady companion. The crowd laugh, but not De Guiche and Valvert, who look on in fury from their box.
No volunteers? You came here to see him, but you won't fight for him? Montfleury, exit, or face this sword.
Cyrano strolls back on stage.
Sir, please.
On a count of 3, you will exit stage right, hurriedly.
Please.
1,
Do something!
2,
Cyrano, please, for the sake of the play.
3.
Montfleury runs off. Cyrano looks at Roxanne and bows to her. She smiles at him warmly. De Guiche sees the exchange and doesn't like it. Members of the audience stand. The boxes boo. The floor applauds Cyrano. And ladies whisper from behind their fans.
Ladies, gentlemen, please.
I came to see a play.
So did I, but that man explodes them. Fire from a cannon and we'd win the war.
People laugh and pound the boxes.
We have paid to see a play.
And I have saved you from seeing a fiasco.
We paid to see Montfleury. Yes, but what about their money?
Always the money.
At this price, sir, you can close the theater every night. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be refunded in full at the door. Clear the house, clear the house.
The chandeliers descend and the lobby doors open. The audience begins to leave. De Guiche pulls Valvert aside.
He may be silver-tongued, but his sensibility is base.
You should learn some manners.
So, teach him.
De Guiche nods.
Now?
Ominously sorry.
Despite his vulgarity, he's known as an accomplished swordsman.
All the more pleasure for you. He denied us our entertainment. Now make us laugh. Valvert, bring us joy. Torture the little beast.
De Guiche smiles, then begins to exit the box with Roxane and Marie while Valvert descends to the floor. Lebret touches Cyrano, who grins as they embrace.
Lebret,
Dinner?
love to, but no money.
You had a full bag of coins.
All donated to the long-suffering patrons of this theater.
But how will you eat?
The gesture was more important.
They turn to go, but Valvert steps in front of Cyrano.
You.
Me, sir?
You're a freak.
Roxane gasps. The audience stops. Exciting turns.
Nothing to say,
Excellent.
freak?
The insult is antique, but I accept it.
Freak.
The audience slowly form a circle around Cyrano and Valvert, who stare at each other, 10 yards apart.
Have you exhausted your dictionary of scorn? Is that it?
The crowd laughs and claps.
Who is this savage who dares to present himself in public without ribbons, bows, or braids?
I'm not au courant, this true. But think of my deeds as ribbons, my humor as a bow, my...
Oh, do pipe down, or else you'll drown in verbosity.
Oh, a fellow poet. A pleasure to meet you, Cyrano de Bergerac.
I like that word, verbosity. De Guiche nods at Valvert. Do it! Valvert throws his glove in Cyrano's face, and the audience gasp!
I accept your challenge.
Tension. Valverde draws his sword. Cyrano draws. Roxanne watches intently.
I'll make short work of this.
Isn't he a hoot?
Valverde lurges, but Cyrano brilliantly evades him.
A palpable miss.
This lunge and evade continues for a while. Ouch. Valverde is losing face. He now plays to the crowd for sympathy.
It's hard to hit a target that's quite so small. The man is barely 4 feet tall.
Sudden silence. Those who know him know Cyrano won't like this. All I can think of is, don't call me an elf. Cyrano stares at Valverde, then catches Roxanne's eye. She gives him a worried, sympathetic smile. Attention. Will slice Valverde to ribbons. I cannot read. There's a cat in my face. Ribbons of flesh. Some of the crowd step back in anticipation of blood, but Cyrano has other ideas.
He calls me a freak. Short, small. It's so on the nose. Our language is rich. A jewel box, a ruby. But this perfumed booby uses words small, like some old marquis takes a fall.
Cyrano collapses feebly. The crowd laughed. Cyrano groans on the floor and then springs up, bursting with life.
Where's the muscle? Where's the sinew? Or should I take it that these words aren't in you? God gave us all the heart and brain, opened up what we'd seem the same. But when he made our outward frame, such infinite variety brought mostly pain. Thank you, Lord.
The bright cheers. Cyrano takes in Roxanne for a moment.
Got some figures tall and fine, but God made others all aquiline.
Valverde makes to lunge at Cyrano, but De Guiche, enjoying it, prevents him.
Some are blessed with a face that could launch 1,000 ships. Others got a mug to sink them.
Cyrano hunches over in curved fashion and sings.
Sir, when I was born, the nurses laughed hysterically. They'd never seen anything quite like me, apparently. I'll never forget it. I can still hear them joking. One said, "My goodness, what has God been smoking?" And when they handed me over to my mother, she handed me back and said, "Are you sure there isn't any other?"
Cyrano goes after him. His skill is dazzling. Cyrano keeps besting Valverde as he sings.
From when I was born, I learned to control my tears. When they carried me home through the town, I left a trail of broken mirrors. Yes, when children see me, they scream and run away. You're absolutely right. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
I'm sorry, they celebrated Halloween in the 1600s in France?
They did
What the
when I was
hell?
there.
Yeah, okay. As Cyrano sings each rhyme, he makes a sword strike that precisely removes Valverde's ribbons, bows, and wig.
Come on, wig reveal! Sorry.
I am a mutant, a freak of nature. I've heard all the ugly, hateful nomenclature. I told a girl once I loved her. Crickets. She looked at me and said, "I suppose I could sell tickets." At school, the only thing I learned is folks are pretty cruel. They made me paint my face with white and play the teacher's fool. Can't you see I'm more than you think? I've heard it all so many times. Everybody knows I'm so much more than a freak. If you want to try to hurt me, you better get in line. You just have to say it. I get it. It makes sense. When you have your kind of talent for clever, vicious comments, my heart's not even angry. It's just the way it breaks. And don't be so tough on God. Everybody makes mistakes. Yes, one side of me could make a statue cry. But what else? When bluebirds land on me, they shit themselves and die. Whichever way I look at you, can't find a tasteful side. A specimen like you belongs in formaldehyde. Yes, what you've heard is true. I am not a rumor. I'm living proof that God has a sixth sense of humor. Can't you see I'm more than you think? I've heard it all so many times. Everybody knows I'm so much more than a freak. If you want to try and hurt me, you'd better get in line.
Wow. These lyrics are horrific. Song over. Thankfully, Cyrano advances on Valverde, forcing him backwards.
Take this and that.
And he pins Valverde at the neck to the point of his sword and holds him there.
I'll have you horizontal, unspeakable, speechless rat.
He forces Valvert to his knees to finally to the floor. Victory, applause. Lebre whistles. Roxanne exhales with relief. De Guiche shakes his head. Cyrano turns and walks away. The crowd chants his name. Cyrano, Cyrano, Cyrano. All right, Cyrano bows to them gracefully, or with graceful humility, but Valvert suddenly springs up and lunges at Cyrano's back.
Cyrano!
Her oranges fall to the floor. Cyrano turns and draws. Valvert runs through a sword. It plunges deep into his guts and through. Terrified screams from the crowd. Cyrano looks at the shocked Valvert with pity. They stand locked together by sword, almost in an embrace. Cyrano whispers intimately to Valvert. No one else hears this.
Yes, it all goes in. My God, how it hurts.
Cyrano swiftly withdraws his sword and Valvert collapses, mortally wounded. Several comps rush to Valvert and crowd around him. Lebre pulls Cyrano away, and Cyrano looks back.
Quickly.
The poor dead fool.
You had no choice.
They join the crowd exiting the theater as, interior De Guiche's carriage. Moments later, De Guiche is raging.
It went too far.
Valvert insulted him and then challenged him to a duel.
Valvert is a cunt, or was, in my retinue.
I assure you that Cyrano took no pleasure from herein.
De Guiche thinks.
You know him.
Long pause.
They're from the same town in the southwest.
Cyrano is my oldest friend.
It would be to your advantage to end this friendship.
Marie gives Roxanne a sharp look. Don't contest this.
I won't wait forever.
Did I miss a proposal?
Wow, De Guiche leans into her and holds her chin firmly.
Don't push it, pretty thing.
He releases her, and Roxanne looks away out the window. Exterior, a different street later, same night. Lebre and Cyrano heading home after dinner. The eating house behind them. Both men are a little drunk and merry.
How about a drinking song, like soldiers do?
We're better than that, at least I am.
Motherfucker.
May I? I ask you a question.
Oh, anything.
It's a little personal.
I have no secrets from you.
Are you in love?
Did you just have a stroke?
Not yet.
Cyrano stops dead, completely thrown.
Whatever gave you that idea?
I knew you would. I knew you wouldn't like it.
Do I seem offended?
No, but your guard is apt.
It's just some things are private.
What gave me the idea was your performance at the theater today. I sensed you were playing to one particular member of the audience.
Oh? Who?
Let's not continue this charade. If you want to unburden, fine. If you don't, then that's fine too.
Cyrano stares back a long time, then smiles softly.
Yes. Yes! I am in love. I dare. My sole purpose on this earth is to love Roxanne. Feel better now?
Do you?
Oh, here's another song.
Have you ever wanted something so badly you cannot breathe? Have you ever loved someone madly?
I don't think I have.
Isn't she magnificent?
Yes, she is, though perhaps a little vain.
Yes, but magnificently so.
There's some pretension in there, too.
Oh, she's full of it.
I wasn't sure about her hair today.
Agreed. But even her imperfections are perfect. In our little town back in the day, she was practically worshipped. To some, she was notorious. To me, glorious.
Does she know?
You think a person with her beauty in mind, body, and soul doesn't know about it?
I meant, does she know you're in love with her?
No! It would mortify her. Someone like me, supposing to love perfection? She'd be offended. No. If I ever confessed, she'd never see me again.
You don't have a very high opinion of her.
What? She's the Alps.
But you don't trust she has the depth to look beyond your
Oh.
unique physique,
Not bad.
to love you for who you are, not for how you look.
Yes, 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 but don't you see? I'm simply not worthy of her. I've held my breath since I saw her. I've tried to look away, but I can't resist. I know every detail of her. I made a list. I can't tell you how long I've thought about her. I've kept everything she's missed. She's got a laugh at the one that brings her love like this. Have you ever wanted something so badly you cannot breathe? Have you ever loved someone madly?
When you were fighting the bird, she was very anxious.
Labray imitates Roxanne watching Cyrano at the theater.
She turned quite pale, her lips trembled and parted, and she touched her heart.
Labray touches his heart and fans himself.
You should tell her you love her.
Never. My fate is to love her from afar. To confess would be to shatter the beautiful dream.
Cyrano smiles, reluctant and rueful.
You forget, I've seen you in battle. You're a fighter to the end, but in love. You've raised the white flag. Have faith in her! Tell her the truth.
Maria's bustling down the streets towards them at speed. She checks no one's watching. Then,
A word. Roxanne wishes to meet with you, alone.
What? Why?
She won't say, no matter how much I berate her. But she says it's urgent.
To take me to her at once.
No, not now, you vulgar person. At night?
Then when?
She'll go to early mass tomorrow. After she leaves the church, she'll meet with you, somewhere discreet. She said it must be private.
Labray looks at Cyrano significantly. Then he raises his eyebrow.
Oh, I'll thank you, Captain Labray, to lower that eyebrow. There is nothing unseemly here.
I bow to your expertise on the matter.
Labray bristles, unsure whether she's been insulted or complimented.
A venue, please.
In his excitement, Cyrano can't think.
I've never seen him silent before. It's quite appealing.
Let me think.
Where?
I'm thinking where? Where?
I'm just gonna say it. I really want to say this right. Is it
Ragino.
Ragino, there's a room upstairs.
7 o'clock. She'll be there.
I will too.
And so will I. Good night.
Marie hurries back the way she came.
She wants to see me. Privately.
There it is.
Alone.
Oh my God. Quit having a stroke. Cyrano, go ahead.
Hell.
Jesus Christ. Hope is life, Labray. Hope is life.
Aye, thank you, voice. Hope is life.
I need an army to vanquish. I have 10 hearts and 20 arms. I could kill 100 men.
He can kill 100 men! He's gonna do that himself! Good night, my friend. And good luck tomorrow.
This could be it.
Have faith.
LeBray turns to leave. Please leave, LeBray. Please leave.
Where are you off to at this late hour? You're like totally off.
Yeah, good night, my friend, and good luck. Oh, I just said, oh shit.
Some things are private.
Yeah, you know what? Like the voice says in my head, some things are private. Man, I don't know what was in that drink.
Turn off ESPN, bitch. LeBray heads towards the dark alley.
Oh, thank you for dinner.
LeBray waves without turning. Cyrano dances away in the other direction. Exterior stairs, same night. Cyrano walks past a wealthy carriage and horses stopped in the street. The figure inside is a shadow. Suddenly, Cyrano is jumped by 10 men. They come at him all at once, forming a large circle, and he draws his sword.
I had hoped to fight 100, but 10 will do.
Cyrano runs a man through his sword. I just noticed, is that Wonder Woman's sword?
Yeah.
Amazing. Cyrano runs a man through with his sword. He knocks another one into the water and then jumps in after him. The water is ankle deep and shining in the moonlight. Cyrano holds the man down with his foot while he fights off another with his sword. He lets go of the man in the water, who is now dead, and runs the other through and takes his sword. He jumps out of the water and duels with two at once, a sword in either hand. At the water's edge, he defeats both. He is attacked from behind as he turns and is cut in his hand. He keeps swashbuckling until the remaining two attackers flee. Cyrano clenches his hand to stop bleeding. The carriage drives off quickly. We see De Guiche in the back. Cyrano watches the carriage passes. Then he continues his walk home. Interior Cyrano's room, the garrison, the following morning at 5 a.m. Cyrano's room is spacious, minimal, very neat. A single bed made with military corners, of course, along the wall. A large desk neatly piled with books and stacks of loose paper, his poetry and writing. A straight line of ink pens on the desk. There is a single high window and a small wash basin. Cyrano is up early. He's writing a letter and taking a great care over it. A wound on his hand is now bandaged. Closing on Cyrano as he writes. Nearly finished, he smudges a word. He curses and puts the letter to one side and starts again. Exterior street, 20 minutes later. Cyrano walks quickly. He's tense with nervous energy. He stops in a moment in the empty street, catches his breath, breathes in deeply and steadying himself. Interior Ragueneau's shop later, same morning, a bakery and food store. Copper pots, bowls, wooden tables, low ceilings, brick archways, wood beams, a store. Ragueneau was seated, hard at work writing.
Morning, Ragueneau.
Hello, just the man.
What time is it?
It's almost 6. I'm up with the muse, as it were. A poem needs your expert ear.
I told you have a private room. I'm told you have a private room. I mean a room where two people can have some privacy.
Bit early for an assassination. Assassination. It's okay, it's France.
I mean, talk privately, without interruption.
Ragueneau grabs his poem from the table.
I'll show you simultaneously. I'll recite what I have so far. The poem is entitled Constellation.
Terrific.
They walk through the bakery.
My love is aching to the sun. 'Tis a vast ball of fire.
Now through the kitchen they pass a line of bakers up to their elbows in flour and dough. I saw you doing last night!
Which one?
Baker turns to the man next to him. Which one? What panache! Cyrano and Ragueneau continue walking.
And you, my love, are Venus, my heavenly earthly desire.
Oh my God. Just please never recite poetry like that to a woman. Ragueneau shows Cyrano a large room full of tables and chairs. Waiters set them out.
Heavenly, earthly,
More private?
I understand discretion.
Ragueneau leads Cyrano up a steep, narrow stair.
Jupiter and Pluto are planets, revolving like us, far apart.
Interior attic of the bakery. Moments later, a window looks out on a back garden of roses. 2 chairs, a basin of water, a mirror, paper and pencils on the table.
Good.
But oh my, these words, you close the eye, who this are. That's it. That's it, thus far.
Cyrano is looking out the window, deep in thought.
There's a long way to go, but be brutal. Do you think the planetary metaphor holds?
Oh, it holds firmly.
It's not too obvious. I can take it.
Perhaps consider sublimation.
Right?
Try a different pattern of imagery, maybe something you know intimately.
Anything in mind?
Baking?
Sensually and longing expressed through the act of baking?
Why not?
Rising dough, flour, ovens, heat. My God, thank you, thank you!
Ragueneau leaves Cyrano in a dash to rework the poem. Thank God. Cyrano stands alone in the room. He drinks his water from the basin with his hands. He is surprised by his reflection in the mirror. He looks at himself. At first he feels okay, even confident, and then crushing doubt consumes him. He turns to the mirror so his reflection is hidden. Now he takes his letter from his pocket and rereads it. Curses, something's wrong. He folds it away and sits it at the desk to rewrite it.
Dear Roxanne.
Cyrano writes, he sings yet again.
Every morning at the break of light, I see you standing in the sun.
As Cyrano sings, we see 3 different worlds. Cyrano, Roxanne, and the bakers with continuous action. Interior attic of the bakery, continuous. Cyrano writing, looking out the window at the roses, singing. Interior Roxanne's room. Roxanne is dressing. In a bright sunlit room, she is briefly critical of her face in the mirror. She is dressing quickly for church. Exterior church, a beautiful cathedral. We should feel Roxana small against the great hand of God. Roxanne and Marie kneel in prayer, deep in thought. Interior bakery, the flower ballet, the bakers baking and dancing, a sensual expression of Cyrano's desire. The floor ballet is a dance that begins in reality, measuring and using flour to bake, and then grows to a spectacular sexual dance where flour is tossed and banged and, hangs in the air and covers the dancers.
You look at me with the kindest eyes. Every morning I'm overcome. Infatuation and desperate desire. Madness, enchantment, and shame. Sorrow and glory and blinding euphoria. Everything's there in your name. In darkness when I close my eyes, I see your hair come undone. I lose myself every time. Even now I'm overcome. Your smile, your flesh, your brush of your breath, humiliation and pain. My hunger, my patience, my devastation, everything's there in your name.
Roxanne, now masked, only her eyes are revealed, and Marie arrive at the bakery and are escorted through and up the stairs by Ragueneau.
Roxanne, what am I supposed to say? Words are only glass on a string. The more I arrange them and line up and change them, the more they mean the same thing. Roxanne, Roxanne.
Roxanne enters the room after being called twice. She's like, say it again. She's like Beetlejuice.
Roxanne!
He stands and quickly puts the letter in his pocket. It's cramped in the small room. A silence. Roxanne and Cyrano communicate with a quick look between them.
Oh, do you like rabbit stew? Downstairs
I loathe rabbits. I hate their taste, and I hate the way they savage a garden.
Shank of lamb.
Never on a weekend.
She likes tongue.
That was dirty. She salivates over it.
I figured it was necessary for you to say. Anyway, for heaven's sake, please go and eat.
Fine. And I'll pray for your sins while I do.
A huge slab of tongue. People coming.
Jesus Christ.
Too much tongue is not a good thing, man.
Ah!
Closing the door behind them. Roxanne moves her mask. She seems nervous, apparently because there's lots of tongue around.
Because there's so much tongue! Oh, I have a confession to make.
Me?
It concerns you. It's relevant to you.
Cyrano nods, just managing to contain his anticipation.
Shall we sit?
Oh, 2
Jen
feet
just
apart.
stole my line. I'm still reeling over that.
Sorry!
These 2 chairs side by side, 2 feet apart. He sits on one and holds his hand up, concealing his face like a priest in a confessional. Roxanne chuckles, but then sees a bandage.
Oh, you're wounded.
A scratch, please.
He gestures to the other chair, but remains standing.
I know your shoddy work. The dressing's loose. Come.
She takes him over to the window for the light. She seats him at the table and then lays his arm out, palm upwards.
May I?
Cyrano nods, holding his breath at her proximity. Roxanne carefully unties the bandage and gently unwinds it sensually.
Your confession?
It can wait a moment.
The cut is deep and still bleeding. Roxanne looks concerned.
It's only a scratch.
It's a wound, and it needs cleaning.
It's just a flesh wound. Roxanne fetches a small basin of water.
I love you so much, Hannah.
I've been wounded many times. This is not a wound.
Then we'll call it a cut.
Scratch is more accurate.
Roxanne dips her handkerchief in water and cleans the...
I mean, do you want my towel and shit? Jesus, what? I don't have props everywhere. Anyway, I dispute more. There are no degrees of accuracy. A thing is either accurate or it isn't. You taught me that.
As you wish. I'll settle for cut.
A deep one. In fact, the more this cut reveals itself, the more ridiculous your original choice of tears. Only someone with a meager scrap of the language could call this wound a scratch.
She looks at him beadily and then chuckles, as does he.
How did you get it?
Last night. A duel.
And look what happens.
See the other guys.
I'm not impressed by your swordsmanship.
Oh, I know. Or rather, I know you pretend you're not.
She sighs and begins to retie the bandage around his hand.
I'd be angry with you if you died.
Only angry?
Incandescent. This might hurt.
She ties the bandage tightly. It hurts, but Cyrano doesn't flinch. It's got to be a man in front of her. She smiles at him, because he's a man.
Okay, thanks, Amanda Bynes. So brave.
Thank you.
Oh crap, I took a bite. They gaze. They gaze at each other warmly.
Will you make your confession?
Yes, I must. And there's only so much tongue Marie can chew on.
Oy vey. She looks at Cyrano, then looks away.
Thank you for the oy vey. I feel like it was more of an oy gavolt. I feel shy. Never mind. Yesterday at the theater.
A pause.
Yes.
I can barely believe I'm saying this. I realized, or I became aware, suddenly, that I was in love.
I see.
I'm madly in love. But the man in question has no idea.
Cyrano permits himself a secret little smile. That's a big smile, Jared.
And I don't know how to tell him. I love him! Sorry.
Perhaps
Daddy.
he feels the
Sorry. Sure, I'm so sorry. Keep going.
Derail this.
Are you telling your daddy now?
Yeah, it's possible. I have hope.
How do you know you love him?
Well, because it's as if I've always known him. I mean, Daddy, he was always there, but this intense romantic connection had not yet manifested.
I understand.
This joke is stopping now.
But her profile is inscrutable.
Supposing it's all a delusion!
No, you're clearly in love.
My mind's racing. I'm feverish because this heater has gotten to fucking 72! Okay, alright.
Would you like some water?
No, it's got your blood in it.
You were saying.
I don't know what I was saying.
Tell me about him. I might reassure you there's no delusion. It might reassure
Oh.
you there's no delusion.
Don't make me sing. Yes, good. Well, I feel he's rather proud and very charming. He's mysterious, but not obscure. His face is so bright, with intelligence.
Cyrano silently eases his letter from his pocket.
What else?
Well, he's beautiful, obviously.
Is he?
Oh, yes, but his natural modesty means he's completely unaware of it.
I've met people like that.
They are so rare.
Yes.
A pause. Cyrano unfolds his letter, unseen by Roxanne.
Perhaps I could make a confession too.
Yes, but I haven't finished mine.
Oh, sorry. Do continue.
Roxanne focuses.
Cyrano, I need you to help me.
At your service.
This man I love is a guard.
Hmm?
Well, he's a bodyguard in your regiment.
Of course he is.
Of course!
In the sense that I interrupted. Carry on.
It's embarrassing to admit, but I've never actually spoken to him.
Of your love?
Of anything! I fell in love with him at first sight. A thunderbolt. It's madness. Fantastical. And yet it's absolutely real.
She's batshit crazy. During this, Cyrano slowly pockets the letter and turns his face away from her. Good call, dude. Run away. Tears spring to his eyes.
Cyrano,
Here.
you seem...
Just the wound playing up.
Oh, poor you. I've got some ointment at home. I mean, supposing he's an idiot, he might just be an incredibly beautiful man with the mind of a rabbit. Except he isn't. He can't be. I need him to not be. Anyway, I've made some discreet inquiries, and I'm told he is Christian. Christian Novayette.
Novayette? Never heard of him.
He's a new recruit. He starts today.
Ah.
To the point, to your presence here. I know your guards treat the new recruits, your ancient initiation rituals, and so on. The guards are notorious for their garrulousness, which often descends into brawling and then dueling and then worse. I fear for Christian.
Not without cause.
All the guards respect you.
Cyrano can't deny it. She turns to him, intense, desperate with
So,
praise.
yes, so will you please protect him? Please ensure he comes home to no harm.
I can refuse you nothing.
And never let him fight a duel.
No.
And guard his life with your own.
Yes.
And be his friend. Say you will.
I might not like him.
But all the same, befriend him.
Yes.
And make him write to me. And I'll write back. We'll exchange long, poetic love letters.
I will suggest that he writes to you, but I cannot control the content or length of his letters.
Cyrano and Roxanne look at each other for a moment.
Well, I mean, you're always so kind.
She touches his cheek. Cyrano is silent. She's leading him on, but he's wounded because she's a crazy bitch.
Facts. Now, you said you have a confession too?
It's not important.
I'll support you if you have supported me.
Really, it's nothing.
How's that hand?
Painless. A scratch.
Roxanne laughs. Oh my god, that's
I'm sorry,
crazy
girl.
laugh.
I'm sorry.
She senses something not quite right, like her head, decides to indulge him.
How many men did you duel with last night?
100.
Really?
10.
She
Oh,
gently touches his arm,
I'm so sorry, Anne.
leading
I
him
love
on
you.
again.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm so quick to jump the line. All the same, what courage!
I've done better since.
Yes, you have. Because you're amazing, Jared.
Interior Guards Garrison Training Your Day. The garrison is a military training facility. No shit, that's what the word garrison means. And housing complex for the guards. The King's Guard, by the order of His Majesty, is emblazoned over the door. Training yard is huge and open to the sky. Sword practice, shooting ranges, horse riding, military. You know, shit military does. Lebray and their captain is introducing the group to the sword fighting. Cyrano is training with relentless fury. Push-ups, jumps. Oh my god, do we have to describe every tiny thing? He's in a shirt. He's wearing clothes, and he's sweating.
The Duke de Guiche.
All the guards stop training in turn. This is an unusual visit. De Guiche is a civilian and not a military man. The guards bow to him grudgingly. Lebray steps forward.
Captain,
Lebray nods to De Guiche. What can I do for you? And De Guiche walks past him to where Cyrano trains.
I heard of your recent adventure. I've come to express my admiration.
Sorry. Lebray steps towards Cyrano.
Cyrano?
He barks to the guards.
Rough, rough. Carry on.
It's not what that means, dude.
I know.
The men return to training. Off De Guiche's look, Lebray stops from Cyrano from doing more push-ups.
I could barely believe it. A lone man triumphant against 10.
Cyrano stares, still drained by his encounter with Roxanne. It's not like they had sex or anything, jeez.
I'm inviting you to join my retinue.
I thank the Duke for his generous offer, but I must decline.
There are great advantages to following me.
I know, but I follow no one.
De Guiche keeps his temper and tries a different route.
I'm told you write poetry. In common with numerous men these days, but I'm told you write uncommonly well. I like to publish those I admire. I could put your work in print, distinguish you. I'd only change a few lines and I pay handsomely. You could buy a fine pair of calfskin gloves.
I'm not for sale. Neither is my work.
Aren't you proud?
Aren't you observant?
Take this seriously.
The guards start to watch. The yard slowly grows quieter.
Those men last night were incompetent. Others might not be. Someone out there has taken against you. Join my retinue and you will be protected.
The guards in the yard are now silent.
First you try to recruit me. Then you try to buy me. When you learn I have no price, you warn me my life is threatened by an unknown enemy.
Cyrano comes close to De Guiche so no one else hears this exchange.
I saw you last night. The blood of those 10 dead souls is on your hands. You're a tyrant posing as a noble.
It's a shame we can't accommodate each other. You'd be a sweet companion for the acquisition I will make, Roxanne.
A jolt of fear surges through Cyrano. De Guiche turns and walks away. His footsteps echo. Is no one going to address the fact that he murdered 10 guys in a street? Anyway, exterior the gate of the garrison. Minutes later, De Guiche's carriage exits Starbuck! Jesus Christ. Sorry. Passing Christian presents his orders and is ushered through, has retrieved and now carried his stolen bag. Interior guards garrison, training, continue. The guards have returned to training. Libre pulls Cyrano aside.
Don't push him too far,
To be his enemy is a badge of honor.
which might get you killed.
Let him try. I'll best any he sends, let them come.
He offered you a good wage.
I belong here, with you. With them. I won't be his toy, a thing to be kept. What would you have me do, Libret? Join a retinue? No, thank you. Dedicate poems to De Guiche? No, thank you. You want me to swallow insults, to crawl, to kneel, to beg, play both sides? Flatter? No, thank you. Attend meetings? Suffer fools? No, thank you. Live for others' opinions of me? No, thank you. I prefer a different kind of life. My own. I answer to no one, and I am content. Thank you.
She doesn't love you.
Don't ever say it.
Christian enters the dining hall, still dressed in civilian clothes. The guards look at him. The room grows quiet. One by one, they stand and gather.
It's the new recruit.
Christian stands awkwardly. The guards approach him. They whistle and make threatening sounds. They look like they're going to kill him. Christian rolls up his sleeves.
Heard how this works. I'm ready. Who's first?
Excuse me, a huge tough guard steps forward. The men applaud. Christian knocks him down with one blow. The men are staggered. Cyrano has been watching and suspects this must be Christian.
Who's next?
Cyrano charges into the center of the circle.
I am.
Christian laughs. The guards go quiet. 60 guards stand in a wide circle around them. Tension.
What's so funny?
First, I must find an elephant, and then now a mole.
Ouch. Cyrano draws a sword. Christian too.
On guard.
Well, just remember, you drew first.
What's your name?
Why?
I like to know the names of those I kill.
I am Christian Nouvelette, sir.
Cyrano suddenly throws his sword down and runs at Christian. Full tilt, he tackles him, gets the advantage, keeping Christian off his feet. He then drags him out on the yard. The guards watch, waiting for the death blow. Garrison stores and cellar... Oh, the garrison stores and cellar. This is old news scene, by the way. Cyrano pushes Christian down the stairs into the cellar. Cyrano walks slowly down the steps with his arms held open.
Embrace me.
Sir!
Cyrano embraces Christian.
I'm her brother.
Whose?
Who do you think?
Roxanne?
Yes.
You don't look like her brother.
We're old friends. Like siblings, but not. We're very close.
And what?
He's told me everything. The theater, love at first sight, all that.
She loves me?
She believes, so...
Christian's face breaks into a huge grin, and he grabs Cyrano's hand and shakes it hard.
Oh, sir, I am so glad to know you.
Even though I called you a mole. Shaky, and I'm really sorry about calling you a mole. That's what he should say. Shaking goes a bit too long.
That's enough now.
Forgive me, please, for insulting you earlier.
Yes.
She loves me.
Now, listen. Roxanne wants a letter from you.
Oh,
No?
impossible. If I write to her, she won't want me.
Really? Why?
I can't write love letters.
Rabbit. You just say what you feel. As long as it's true, you can't go wrong.
A woman like Roxanne wants wit, romance, maybe even poetry.
You're right. You'd better leave town. I didn't mean it.
I'm very confused. Are you here to help me or hinder me?
Help.
You see, in battle, I have inordinate courage. I can do anything. But with women, my whole life I've been useless, silent. I'm. What's the word for it when you're bad at expressing yourself?
Inarticulate.
That's it. I can't express what I feel on paper and not on paper. I don't know how to speak romantically. Roxanne will be extremely disappointed.
She must not be.
But I have no wit.
Cyrano knows what he must do.
Borrow mine.
Hey?
My words on your lips.
I can't. That's a lie. I'd be deceiving the woman I love.
It's better than losing her. Call it a fantasy, a dream. Call it pretend. A dream might be a lie, but it is also true.
Wait, what?
Sometimes illusion is kind.
Is it?
Often. Read a book or two and you'll find out.
I don't need to be patronizing.
Sorry.
Accepted. But will the deceit work?
Is the prize not worth the risk?
Yes. Oh, Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne.
Oh, Roxanne! Christian is staring at him.
We'll be so pleased to receive your letter.
May I ask, why are you helping me? What can you gain?
Well, I'm a poet. My words go to waste unless spoken aloud. I'll make you eloquent while you make me handsome.
God, what I do.
Oh, that's you. Good. Thank God.
Just to be able to tell her what it's like when I see her. It's something like,
Happiness.
and something like
Fear.
As Christian begins to sing in the cellar of the garrison, because that's what manly soldiers do, see the guards training in the yard above. As he sings, the training slowly morphs into a waltz between the two guys dancing with soldiers. A bunch of soldiers are waltzing around in circles now, okay? In contrast to the, I'm sorry, I'm just thrown because of the script. In contrast to the flower ballet, this is a stoic, respectful, observed expression of courtship. Soldiers waltzing with soldiers courtship, apparently. It's beautiful, but militaristic and and stiff.
I'd give anything for someone to say all the words I don't have and I can't put together. I'd give anything for someone to say to her that she's all I can think about and I can't live without her.
Have this unmuted. The guards blend marching and drills and dance as if 60 soldiers standing at the attention suddenly all pirouette, a dream of freedom, of expression with a rigid form.
My father told me that letters and books weren't meant for the son of a soldier. Courage and steel, the trials of the real world are what matter, and all that should mold you. God, what I'd do to have the one thing that you have that I never will. You have something worth giving, a reason for living. All I do well is kill.
The guards slowly resume training. Christian and Cyrano are still in the cellar waltzing. Guards join Christian and sing the final chorus.
I'd give anything for someone to say all the words I don't have and I can't put together. I'd give anything for someone to say to her that she's all I can think about and I can't live without her. I'd give anything for someone to say that they can't live without me and they'll be there forever. I'd give anything for someone to say to me that no matter how bad it gets, they won't turn away from me. Oh,
Cyrano takes the letter he wrote to Roxanne from his pocket and hands it to Christian.
Use this. Simply sign it at the bottom.
great. When did you write it?
A while ago.
But
I always have a letter in my pocket for some imaginary woman. It's the romantic custom here.
but don't we need to make it specific to her?
Oh, count on vanity to make Roxanne think it was only for her.
But the letter itself is applicable to all women.
Not all, but most.
What a brilliant scam. You should make thousands of copies and sell them to every man in the city. You'd make a fortune.
Christian embraces Cyrano.
I'm convinced we're destined to be friends for life.
You think?
The very best of friends.
Christian runs out with the letter.
And my heart will lend.
He catches Christian in the distance.
Damn it, I kind of like him.
Exterior city streets. Minutes later, we follow Christian as he runs along the city streets, past soldiers marching until he arrives at Roxanne's door. Exterior Roxanne's front door. Minutes later, Roxanne's apartment has a balcony overhung with wisteria. Of course it does. Not yet in bloom. Glass doors from the balcony lead to her bedroom. Ooh, downstairs her street door is large. Christian approaches and he thinks. He presses his head while his hand against the door excuse me, I just drank. Rather than knock, he puts the letter under the door and runs away like a little baby. Interior, Roxanne's door inside her home. Days later, a letter with no return address is slid under the door. Marie picks it up, curious. Who is it from? And takes it to Roxanne in bed. As she sings, we see the passage of time and the accumulation of letters, and the scenes overlap within a song, moving back and forth, faster and faster, building to the climactic end.
The ink on the paper makes me nervous. I nearly lose my vision. And then my breath and my pulse and my mind quicken. Ooh, head below my knees. I come alive with every stroke and every letter in every line that you write. Keeps me awake. Thinking back, oh, my first sight of you was my first heart attack.
The light in the room fades from daylight to night as Marie lights the candles.
Bitch, you better light my candles. Every letter makes me lose my reason. Every word is like your kindest touch. And if I told you how much I need you, would you give me yourself or turn and run?
Another letter appears under the door, and Roxanne rushes to collect it and goes back to the window where she sees Christian running away.
You light up desire just by describing it. By my hand through, just kidding, I jump to your lyrics, I'm back. I read to myself until I go blind. Your words fall around me all through the night. I can't resist and I don't want to fight.
Interior Cyrano's room in the garrison. Cyrano is sitting at his table and writing.
Will you be held? Will you be touched by my hand through this paper? Is this all too much? Will we be ravaged? Will we be true to somebody perfect, somebody like you?
Christian enters the room.
I'm tired of yearning. I'm tired of learning. I need to drink you. My heart has been burning.
Interior Roxanne's room. Roxanne is writing her reply. Marie stands outside her door. Roxanne is unhappy with her efforts. God, this girl is fucking high maintenance. Takes the page and throws it into the air. Good luck with this duet.
I'm so sorry, Logan.
Okay.
Ever since I saw you backwards through the glass of a thin window pane, like a thin see-through mask. That wasn't so bad.
That wasn't bad.
Good.
Letters are raining down. She runs.
Letters are beginning to fall and shit.
That's what I said. Can you
Oh shit! I didn't hear you. Oh, it's my
Yeah.
internet. It's my internet. I got the unstable thing. I'm sorry. I suck. These words are the truth. Just let them sink in through your thin fingered gloves to your hand, to your skin. Like ribbons on wrists, let them hold you and twist. Let them touch you all over until you can't resist. That's a little creepy. I'm just going to keep on
It's a
going.
lot creepy. I was just talking about Cyrano's room in the garrison days later. Cyrano writes quickly. He studies a letter from Roxanne as he composes his response. Christiane runs in, bringing him another letter from her. Jesus, does she have nothing better to do? Cyrano gives Christiane a letter and he leaves. Cyrano sits back and reads.
Don't call me out for being on Twitch all day, bitch. Anyway, let's go. Every letter makes me lose my reason. Self-roast. Every word is like your kindest touch.
If
I told you how much I need you, would you give yourself to me or turn and run?
Jeez, that's amazing. Cyrano is in the middle. Christian and Roxanne are superimposed to his left and right. No, I'm being serious. Like, that could have been a train wreck. Absolutely.
This is some Summer Nights bullshit, and it's about to be back.
Roxanne's home days later. Roxanne at her writing desk writing.
You light up desire just by describing it. I read to myself until I go blind. Your words fall around me all through the night.
Exterior street. Night, like she just sang. Christiane is running with letters still falling around him. Quit littering!
I can't resist.
And I don't wanna
fight.
Interior Cyrano's room in the garrison night. Cyrano is reading letters and playing with a feather.
You start.
Dim
the lights.
Give me
Give me everything I want.
Just talk to me like you do
in your songs.
Amazing. Interior Roxanne's room door day. Christiane kisses another letter and slides it under the door. The door opens and Roxanne steps out, but Christiane has disappeared. She sits on the step, unseen by Roxanne, and Christiane hears her sing the last line.
Oh, thank God. Your letters are drawings on me from above. I know who you are, and I know you are love. The lyrics,
No,
Jesus.
he is love? What the hell?
I'm
Deception
dead.
has succeeded. He looks at her conflicted, guilty, and loving, and longing, and all those things. Exterior public garden. Days later. Spring! Excuse me. Cyrano and Roxanne walking through a maze. Marie a few paces behind.
Every day I think I couldn't love him more. Then a new letter arrives, and my heart expands to accommodate More love. He understands me instinctively. He knows exactly what I respond to, what thrills me. It's uncanny, but so exciting!
I'm pleased for you.
But are you?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, it's quite tedious, having to listen to someone waxing on about finding true love.
She looks back at Marie, vaguely examining a weed. Weed or weed? Anyway, Roxanne steers Cyrano into a row of hedges out of sight.
I want to meet with him in private. Can you arrange it? I need to know him.
God, I hope it doesn't come back to life. Pause. Cyrano just manages to control his jealousy.
Would you love him if he wasn't handsome?
I can't imagine it. He's beautiful and expresses himself beautifully. It's perfectly logical.
Roxanne, I must tell you.
The more you take of my heart, the more I have to give. But anyway, sorry. Since I need a heart to long for you, keep mine and send me yours.
First, he has too much heart, then not enough.
You're jealous.
Me?
Of his writing. It's fascinating. You're both brilliant, but exact opposites in style. Christian is overt, passionate, fiery.
Whereas I?
You are coded, witty, rueful.
Coded.
Yes! You know it. Oh, this echo is disgusting. None of us know what's really going on in that whirring brain of yours. Oh.
Then she worries she's offended him.
His words aren't better than yours, just differently put. But both are endlessly quotable.
You know his letters by heart?
Every one.
I'm flattered.
Roxanne looks confused.
On his behalf.
So you'll arrange the meeting.
As ever, I'm at your service.
He bows to her, then walks away in a foul mood. Interior Cyrano's a few days later. A new scene. Cyrano was at his desk. Christian stood over his shoulder reading the letter aloud as Cyrano writes. Cyrano dislikes it, but tolerates it.
Our mutual friend, what's this?
Redoubtable.
Our mutual friend, the redoubtable Cyrano, has informed me that you wish to meet. I am deeply honored by this new... Cyrano, dear friend.
Cyrano stops work abruptly, annoyed by the interruption.
Redoubtable. I just wouldn't say it. It's not me.
It's not you.
Cyrano carries on the writing while Christian seethes. Interior Roxanne sitting room. Roxanne Marie de Guiche, who sports a new uniform.
I've come to say goodbye. I leave tonight for the front. It's grim, but orders are orders.
Grim?
We're losing the war. It's ugly. They've promoted the nobility to turn it around. As you can see, they've made me a colonel. Me! Shows how desperate they are.
Roxanne smiles appropriately, then worries.
Does this new rank put you in command of the guards?
It does. Cyrano is mine.
Roxanne, alert to this.
Are the guards being sent to the front?
Naturally, they're in my regiment.
All of them?
Of course.
Roxanne turns away, devastated. De Guiche detects it.
Why upset, dear lady?
You're going to war. You might die, and you're leaving tonight. I'm beside myself.
May I take your concern as a sign of affection?
Roxanne nods a fraction and thinks.
I must tell you that Cyrano is no longer my friend. In truth, we have ceased to like each other. I ended it as you counseled.
Good.
I know how you could make him suffer.
Oh?
Why don't you leave him and all the gods behind? Make them idle here in the city with the women and the children.
You'd hate that.
More than hate, it would humiliate him. No heroists, no medals, no glory. His warrior pride and his great weakness.
Indeed. I like it. Only a woman could concoct such a plan.
Only a man could say no.
De Guiche moves closer to Roxanne.
Am I to understand this is an act of love?
It is.
I hereby bury his orders to the front.
He takes out the orders and separates the gods from the rest, and Roxanne just manages to conceal her relief.
Poor little Cyrano and all his little friends.
De Guiche gazes at Roxanne, a lust overwhelming him.
Marie, some tea.
I'm afraid we're out of tea, sir.
Leave us.
That's abrupt. Marie gets up reluctantly. She leaves the room looking at Roxanne with warning. God, she's not chaperoned. De Guiche stares at Roxanne, then touches her cheek. Her lips.
I like your tricks. I wager you know some more.
No, sir.
I think you do. How can I leave you? Maybe I won't. I love you, Roxanne. I love you.
Roxanne conceals her horror, as are we all, as he edges closer to her. Interior hallway continuous. Marie listening at the door.
It's a terrible shame, but leave you must. The battle can't happen without the colonel.
Interior sitting room continued. Roxanne subtly shifts her position on the sofa.
I so admire your bravery.
I'm not brave. I'm dutiful.
You're too modest. It's you who will lead the charge into battle. I couldn't love a man who hides from danger.
Oh my God.
Do you love me?
I love the man for whom I fear.
So I must go to war.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. De Guiche stares at her hard, then gets up and crosses the room. At the door, he turns back.
One last look at the woman I love.
Throws open the door and runs straight into Marie. Interior Roxanne's hall door. Marie shows up and Marie shows De Guiche out, handing him his coat and hat, and brushes and kick him in the ass on his way out. Marie turns to find Roxanne standing behind her.
Put out this fire you're playing with. Let the men go and fight their wars.
The gods must never go to the front. It's a death sentence.
If De Guiche finds out you've used him, you'll end your days in a brothel, or worse, a convent.
I will protect those I love, whatever the cost to myself.
But think, if you marry him now, he'll most likely be killed in battle within the month. You'd be a rich widow and beyond reproach. You could grant me a pension. Think about it.
I'm attending salon tonight. I must dress, so get to it.
Exterior, the street approaching Roxanne's house. Evening. Cyrano and Christian walking fast, mid-argument. Cyrano, highly agitated. Christian, pretty cool.
This is folly.
She said she wants to meet me, so what's wrong with surprising her?
You're not prepared.
She loves me. I don't need to prepare. Why can't you relax?
Will you at least look at these conversational witticisms?
Cyrano hands Christian a sheet of densely written paper.
No, thank you.
Memorize this now.
No. I'm going to speak to her in my own words.
I strongly advise against it.
And when the moment is right, I will take her in my arms.
There will be no moment if you don't study this.
He thrusts the document at Christian, who rebuffs it.
I'll be fine. All your fancy words and phrases are now in my vocabulary. I will simply repeat them. No, what is it?
Regurgitate them.
That's it. That's what I will do.
A pause. Cyrano considers.
Off you go then.
Christian turns, then turns back.
I'm very grateful for all your help, but with extreme respect, I don't think I need you anymore.
Wow.
I'm sure you're right. Now fly to Roxanne, dazzle her with your transcendent words.
Cyrano bows to Christian, turns and walks away. He's greatly amused by this development.
And so it ends.
Exterior, Roxanne's house later. Same day, Roxanne and Marie leave for the salon. Christian is hiding in the street, watching her.
Cyrano!
No. But Cyrano is long gone. Roxanne is studying her lecture notes on the move. Marie, steering her out of trouble on the busy street. Roxanne knows in her notes, walks straight past Christian. He can't bring himself to stop her. Cyrano is also watching, hidden. Christian follows Roxanne and Marie at a distance. Oh yeah, there's more. Sorry. Starbucks. Interior of the salon corridor. A beautiful lecture theater. Roxanne sees through sees through a doorway. She's giving a talk. The room is full of women, no men allowed. She's dazzling the room. Christian peers through the door from the adjoining corridor. Suddenly, Roxanne sees him. Surprised and delighted, she momentarily falters. Christian smiles warmly. Roxanne finishes her lecture to wild applause. Christian claps at the door. As the salon guests get up from their chairs, Christian starts to leave. Then, he's thrilled to see Roxanne coming out of the door to find him. Both are very nervous at this first proper encounter.
Christian!
Hello.
He bows quite elegantly for a lowly soldier that he is.
How did you know I was here? Which is not to say that I flatter myself that you're here to see me. I'm gabbling.
I heard about this women only
Salon?
Yes, from a friend.
Oh, is she here?
No, she's a man. I mean, he is.
Oh. Will you come with me? So that we can talk.
Christian nods, slightly unnerved by this prospect. She leads him to a narrow staircase. Interior orchestra circle above salon. Moments later, they emerge into a beautiful ornate circle. The salon guests are taking tea below the stalls.
No.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's very steep.
Oh, do you suffer from vertigo?
No, but I don't like heights.
Oh.
Don't cat.
Can you tell me how it's not the joke?
Christine thinks she's Roxanne. Sorry. I'm distracted. There's a cat sitting on my keyboard. Roxanne laughs. She thinks she's joking. Christian is confused by having not gotten the joke. He remains speechless. He can't think of a thing to say. After a while...
There are some silences that are comfortable, and then there are some that are freighted with tensions. And, what do you think is the nature of this one?
Christian thinks very hard. I see smoke.
I think it's a bit of both.
I agree. Oh, well,
Roxanne observes the ladies below.
Yes, I love the sound of a room full of women. Listen, do you hear that? It's complaining about manicures and shit.
What?
It's the power of the feminine.
Blah.
I agree.
Blah.
Talk to me.
I love you.
Oh! Oh, yes! Sometimes raw, simple words are the most potent deployment of a language.
I love you.
The sheer surprise of repetition. Yes! But say some more. What else?
I love you so much.
Bristol Cyrano's shadow appears unseen in the glass behind him. He's been listening.
When you write, you say it 1,000 different ways without even resorting to those 3 overused little words.
Sorry, which little words?
Please, dearest Christian, speak to me as you do in your letters.
You're screwed now, buddy. Cyrano receives this with glee.
You are an angel to be adored. My love is so big it is absurd.
I'm sorry? Are you Travis? Absurd?
You are a beautiful flower. May I smell your neck? Or give it a peck?
Christian begins to go there. Cyrano is appalled.
Monsieur Violetto!
Don't go, please. My passion has rendered me... what is it?
Stupid?
No, but it does begin with an S.
Ah! Tell me when you found it.
She heads towards the stairs and Cyrano scarpers promptly. I don't know.
I would have thought of scampers promptly, and I am not a flower!
I have no idea what scarpers means. Wow, there's a couple blank pages. Interior salon continued as Roxanne descends the stairs down to the corridor and crosses the lecture hall. Song, I need more.
Do I really? I need more. I need more. I need more from these strangers like that. I need more. I need more. Don't you dare tell me you love me. I've heard that line before.
Christian shouts from the circle above.
Speechless. That's the word.
Good job, bro.
Your salon downstairs continuous. Christian is moving around, abject. Cyrano sidles up.
That went well.
You spy on us?
I couldn't resist.
Please help me.
No, you don't need little old me.
Cyrano turns on his heels and walks away. Good for you, buddy. Christian is exasperated and hurries after him. Desperate dude. Exterior street continued. Roxanne runs home, tears in her eyes. Oh, good. More singing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, what the fuck do I want to do with this? Talk of blank space behind the sun, where you told me you need me when everyone's gone. Tell me that nothing makes sense but the sound of my voice in your head, even when I'm nowhere around. Make love make sense in the loveliest way, infinite and simple in an ink black sky. Turn me to water like your letters do. Make me not know whether to laugh or cry. I need more, I need more, I need waves of desire to come over me. And teardrops on the floor.
Roxanne, now at home, still furious, starts to undress while singing because that's what we do.
Because that's what we do. I feel like I've been too long with my thoughts anyway. I've cornered myself in the loneliest place. I won't let you lose me now that you found me. You know what to say, I'm Demi Lovato. Camp Rock, so just say it now to me. I float through the hours with everyone, Jonas, and also else. But I always only think of you by myself. Ooh. Tell me your secrets. Who are you in private? Why can you do this? Why are you rhyming this? Can't sleep. Tell me how you survive it. Jesus.
Speechless. Marie comes in and helps her.
I need waves of desire. My dad's gonna question what's come over me. And teardrops on the floor.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
Exterior street, same time. Cyrano bustles along. Christian tries to keep up.
Help me. Look, I beg you, if I don't win her back, I'll die.
Then you'd better improve your regurgitation skills.
Christian stops, faces Cyrano.
All right. I need you. I was an idiot to believe I didn't. I apologize.
Am I essential?
Of course.
Do I know best?
Always.
Will you obey without pedantry, prevarication, or quibbling?
Christian is flummoxed.
Just say yes.
Yes.
Good. Follow me.
All right, interior Roxanne's room. Nothing happens. Exterior balcony street, Roxanne's house. Cyrano and Christian are just arriving. Cyrano hides while Christian looks up at Roxanne as she sings to him. Is this legal? Roxanne?
What now?
She putting on that red
I'm
light?
sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, I put on the red light. Yeah, I need more. Don't you dare tell me you love me. I've heard that line before.
At the climax of the song, Roxanne goes back inside. Christian gazes up with longing. Cyrano pops out.
Now you stand there. And I will be here.
Off the keyboard.
When she returns, I'll whisper what you must say to her.
No.
Yes, I'm going to feed you the words.
It's madness. How could it possibly work?
Cyrano seizes Christian and pins him to a wall. It's surprisingly ruthless.
Do not ruin this again.
Okay, Cyrano releases him. Christian shakes himself off and moves out from under the balcony. Cyrano gestures, throws stones at her window. God, that's gonna break the window. Christian does so. Roxanne hears the stones. She goes to the glass doors. Back outside, Roxanne comes out onto the balcony.
Who's there?
Speechless Christian. I must talk to you.
I'd rather read your letters.
Roxanne waves several of his letters.
Please.
Do you regret what occurred at the bell tower?
Yes.
Yes? I know, I'm sorry. That was a pause. I know, I took a pause. I totally paused. Yes? That's your considered explanation, an apology? Oh my God, I love Josh. I'm beginning to fear you're just a weird young man who likes writing letters. Maybe you don't even love me. Good night. That was a lot to take in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she turns to go.
Wait.
She gestures to Cyrano. Feed me words. Feed me, Seymour.
I could no more stop loving you than I could stop the sun rising.
I could no more stop loving you than I could stop the sun rising.
Oh, really?
Christian looks at Cyrano. More?
My cruel love has never stopped growing.
My cruel love has never stopped growing.
In my soul, from the day it was born there.
In my soul, from the day it was born there.
If your love is cruel, then you should have killed it.
I tried, but it has the strength of Hercules.
I tried, but it has the strength of
Hercules.
Hercules. Got anything better?
Shh.
Neither of them can remember whose turn it is to speak.
Are you still there?
Yes.
Yes.
You were speaking of your Herculean love.
Christian stares at Cyrano. Come on, then! But for once, Cyrano can't think of anything to say.
Do continue, please.
Both men hop about in frustration. Then Cyrano realizes only the truth will do.
Roxanne, my love for you is so powerful.
Roxanne, my love for you is so powerful.
It has tamed the wild dogs
It has tamed the wild dogs
of my pride and doubt.
of my pride and doubt.
Christian nods. Good, Roxanne likes it too, but...
Why do you speak so hauntingly, or haltingly? Excuse me.
Possible.
But no, it's working. Keep going.
Cyrano signals to Christian to be quiet. They're both under the balcony now, Roxanne above them, unseen. Damn it.
Are you going to answer my question? Sorry, Starbuck, don't keep getting in the way of the narrator.
My speech seems halting because in this darkness my worlds stumble at your ear.
Christian grabs him, and this wasn't the agreement, but he does the talking, not Cyrano.
Mine have no such difficulty.
Your words fall, mine must climb.
Then perhaps I should come down to you.
No!
No!
Why not?
I like this way of talking. I like us being invisible to each other. I can't be stunned into silence by your beauty. Now in this awkwardness, I'm free, at last, to speak from my heart.
Why is your voice an octave lower?
Christian grins wickedly, gestures to Cyrano. Over to you.
Because I am daring for once to be myself.
Why would you fear to be yourself?
To be laughed at.
For what?
For having too much emotion. I do not look or speak as I feel.
She's won over. The moon is full. There's a gentle breeze. Cyrano steals from under the balcony, hiding in the shadows to see her and risk being seen. He sings.
The way I feel is like falling stars diving into cold ocean waves. Words can only get me so far, but they cannot describe the way that it hurts every time I see you. I am overcome. I try to tell you how much I need you, but I turn and run.
Your letters to me are like music.
They're just a mask in a lonely coward's game.
What is it you're so afraid of losing?
That I might lose everything if I lose the pain.
'Cause every time I see you, I am overcome. It'd make you laugh to see someone like me could keep someone like you. I am so dumb.
Like this musical.
Ah!
You wore your hair down one day last spring in the chapel. Your lips painted red, I remember the day.
We hadn't met yet, how could you possibly remember that? You watched me then, why didn't you say something cute? 'Cause every time I see you, I am overcome. I try to tell you how much I need you to. Ugh, she ran out of breath. Come on, she has not been doing any auditions, but look what I've become. Nothing feels real anymore when you're not around me. Even the sky looks like it's behind glass. Hearing your voice now, I can see everything clearly. I can see that you really are my love at last.
But oh, Roxanne,
I'm right here, love.
Words fail me.
Please come to me.
I try, but I can't.
This is real love.
Dare to believe you'd have me.
I have no doubt. I know that you're the one now.
You don't know anything.
I know that it's you.
Roxanne, if this was true.
You would have called Pasek and Paul and just tell me what you need now.
Then I'd need for nothing.
Just tell me what to do.
Me a kiss.
No!
Cyrano and Christian struggle into the balcony. Christian wants a kiss and probably some more. Cyrano wants the romance.
I asked for a kiss, but I was too bold.
You don't insist. Oh, I'm not singing anymore. Just kidding.
Yes. Be quiet.
I'm sorry.
You be quiet.
Is someone with you?
No. No. I was arguing with myself. My base desires are at war with my chivalry.
Cyrano shakes free of Christian and steps from under the balcony. He stands in the dark looking up at her. The moon is behind a cloud. If she strained, she'd see him. What?
Oh, you're talking of a kiss?
Yes.
But surely you know. Oh, I'm so sorry. You had more to say. Tell me more about this kiss.
Oh, what is a kiss?
Well, it's something like this, surely. You'll know. Where it's a musical, it's fine.
I meant metaphorically. Is this a vow, a promise, a confession? Is it a secret, a moment of eternity, a communion, a heartbeat?
Honestly, you think that I'm here for this? No more metaphors. Come and claim your kiss. Literally, I have no much brain power for this. Okay, go.
Go to her.
Seems wrong now.
She wants you.
He pushes onto the balcony. Christian quickly. I'm sorry. She watches with mounting excitement. Wow, this double entendre, man. She wants a little some.
Roxanne.
Oh, my one true love.
He takes her in his arms and they kiss passionately.
Big old dick.
Watches for a moment, then turns and walks away. Heartbroken. Exterior Roxanne's balcony continued. Christiane and Roxanne kiss more and more intensely against the wall of her balcony. Her hand is pressed on the glass of the balcony door. Their passion escalates as Cyrano hurries away. What a hussy! Exterior street. Moments later, a priest approaches Cyrano on the street. Which house belongs to Miss Roxanne?
Who wants to know?
I have a letter for her.
From whom?
It's confidential and urgent.
Roxanne.
The happy stubble...
Summer?
The happy couple stop kissing. Cyrano smiles. Could be a throuple. I don't know. Marie might be enjoying herself as well. Interior Roxanne's door and entry hall moments later. Roxanne runs down the stairs and opens the door for Cyrano and priest. Christiane follows the priest and Cyrano into the modest hall. Miss Roxanne, the noble Duke de Guiche has asked me, in specific, as it is a holy matter, to bring this directly to you. Roxanne takes the letter and steps away from the men as she reads with mounting horror to herself.
My dearest, I've sent a holy man to you with a choice. You've declared your love for me, and I can no longer wait to enjoy your treasures. I'm on my way to you. If you keep the priest there, I will marry you. If you send him away, we shall consummate our love without the bond of vows. Your choice. Either way, I will possess you tonight.
Wow. Cyrano interrupts her reading.
All well?
What does it say? That's a Kleenex.
Roxanne, there's something you should know.
Marie comes down the stairs. She looks at Roxanne questioningly. Who is Christian? What's going on here? Roxanne grabs the letter and pretends to read it aloud.
This letter on a tissue is delivered into your hands by a saintly, extremely priest. Inform him. He means you, sir.
Roxanne.
Thank you for bowing. Ah! That it's the cardinal's will that he give the blessing of holy matrimony in secret and without delay in your home to you and Christian Nouvelette.
Christian looks at Roxanne in confusion.
What?
I told you it was a holy matter from a worthy lord.
Is this acceptable to you, my love?
Roxanne, what madness is this?
But nothing could make me happier.
It says we must hurry.
Roxanne.
Yes.
Stan looks at Cyrano and takes Roxanne's hand. I don't need to be on camera for that. Cyrano looks at Roxanne. Her face is shiny with joy. Christian's face, too. He can't ruin it.
De Guiche is heading here now.
I warned you.
Will you delay this? And him. Improvise.
Are you sure you want to marry Christian?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Cyrano exits as she orgasms.
But you said marriage was a cage. You've been saying it for years.
But I hadn't met him yet. Marie, will you be my witness? While I Michael Bublé this shit.
It would betray every single piece of advice I've ever given you. Is this truly what you want?
I've never been more certain of anything.
You don't know what you're in for.
Yes, I do. A great adventure.
Marie, despite herself, rather warms to him, and then turns to Roxanne with a kind of blessing.
I'll get your parents' rings.
Roxanne tears up and embraces Marie. Exterior walkway above Roxanne's door continued. Cyrano paces brutally on the walkway over an arch. From this position, he can see into Roxanne's home and her door and the street below. Wow, he's a stalker. Interior Roxanne sitting room, same time. Marie places a piece of lace over Roxanne, a makeshift veil. She gives them the rings. The priest begins the ceremony. Dearly beloveds,
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Sorry, I've been holding that in for the last thing. Anyway, I'm
Roxanne
kneeling.
and Christian kneel in front of him. Exterior De Guiche Street. De Guiche leaves his mansion wearing a cloak over his uniform, trying not to be recognized. He hurries towards Roxanne's home, lurking in the shadow.
I deserve a little kindness. I deserve my due respect. I deserve to be beloved, just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Cyrano passes as he watches the wedding.
I deserve my place in heaven. I deserve an equal share. I deserve my rightful cut of everything, everywhere.
Sorry about that. Cyrano was pacing. I Travis that shit. Anyway, interior Roxanne's sitting room. The priest reading from the vows. Cyrano's POV as?
God, Roxanne, am I asking for too much? Why should I have to beg for what everybody wants?
De Guiche is fervent with excitement. I bet he is.
Take me right now. I don't care. If I have your love, I'll have no fear.
Exterior walkway over Roxanne's door. Cyrano paces furiously. His POV, there's the wedding, we hear. If anyone here knows of any reason why these two should not be wed, let them speak now or forever hold their peace. Cyrano opens his mouth to scream as Dagish sings.
Nothing's even, nothing's fair. Roxanne, I didn't ask to be here. I'll pick the lock, I'll draw the knife, I'll climb the wall, I'll crash the gate, 'cause I deserve a happy life. Whatever I'm not given, I'll take. God, Roxanne, am I asking for too much? Why should I have to beg for what everybody wants? I deserve a little kindness. I deserve my due respect. I deserve to be beloved just like everybody else.
Dagish enters Roxanne's courtyard. Cyrano whistles to alert the wedding party, but they don't hear him. Cyrano leaps off the walkway a second too late, or is it, and lands some way behind Dagish just as Dagish arrives lusty and adrenalized at Roxanne's door.
God gave me the life I'm living. She better make no mistake. I deserve to be forgiven. Whatever I'm not giving, I'll take.
He flings open the door. Interior Roxanne's home continued, and strides in to find Roxanne and Christian passionately kissing. Marie is joyously throwing rice about, the priest applauding the charming young couple as he's just married them. Dagish recoils, immediately exits. Exterior outside Roxanne's home continuous, and runs into Cyrano lurking outside.
Do you know what's happened in there?
Cyrano nods.
The slut. She's married that guard. She's insane. I love that woman. I really do.
Cyrano stares, disconsolate. Neither man is delighted by the loud, merry cheers from inside.
Well, I'm done with love. It's done nothing but harm.
Cyrano can't disagree. Dagish paces a bit.
You're quiet for once.
Cyrano vaguely shrugs. Dagish suddenly has an idea, smiles wickedly.
I'm going back in.
Cyrano follows as Dagish heads back in. Interior Roxanne sitting room continued. Dagish strides into the room, which has barely changed since the previous entry. Christiane and Roxanne are still kissing in the... That's a really long fucking kiss. The priest and Marie are now toasting each other with large glasses of wine.
Your attention.
Dagish removes his cloak, revealing his uniform. Christiane immediately comes to attention and salutes him. I thought he was already at attention. Dagish turns to marry the priest. To the merry priest.
You're dismissed, or defrocked, or whatever it is.
The priest is very confused.
Get out.
The priest does so. Now Dagish turns on Marie.
You, upstairs. I don't want to see your face.
Marie leaves. He now turns to Christiane, coolly businesslike.
New Violette, your regiment goes to war tonight. Your orders are to leave at once for the front. Deliver these immediately.
You promised the guards would.
Promises. Now say goodbye to your husband.
You mean to make me a widow?
Only God knows. The wedding night can wait.
Dagish makes to leave.
Don't forget your big cape.
It's a cloak!
Fuck your cloak.
I love that line. Dagish exit. Christiane drops the salute. He and Roxanne cling to each other. Marie appears, much crying and sadness. The ominous sound of drums are marching in the distance. Cyrano steels himself, mentally preparing for the war.
Kiss me again.
And again and again.
Yes.
Christian, we must go.
Christiane follows Cyrano into the hall area, Roxanne holding on to Christiane's hand.
Again.
They kiss. Roxanne lets go of Christiane's hand, and he heads into the anteroom.
Again.
Once more, they hold each other and kiss.
Ugh, enough.
Exactly. Roxanne, overcome with sorrow, won't let Christiane go.
You don't know what it is to leave her.
On Cyrano. Oh, he knows.
Roxanne, look at me. I love you and I will return to you.
Christiane turns to Roxanne, to him, and kisses her one last time, and he runs off to deliver the orders. Cyrano follows. Roxanne calls to Cyrano from the balcony window before he can leave.
Promise me he won't be cold or hungry.
I can't promise that.
Promise me he will be faithful.
Of course he will, but I can't promise you.
Roxanne looks at Cyrano searchingly.
Promise that he will write to me.
That I can promise you.
Cyrano hurries off towards the departing army, drums in the distance, Roxanne weeping on her balcony. Exterior mountain guards, embankment camp day. Months later, a vast cold landscape. Empty and desolate, a low-lying mist rolls down a mountain peak. A small battalion of soldiers perched almost on the top of the mountain. They're holding the high ground and paying dearly for it. They have no tents, only makeshift shelters. Their uniforms are tattered, supplemented with sheepskin, rugs, and metal. They are starving and wounded. Christian looks wrecked. He's sitting on a rock by a cannon, cleaning his weapon, starving, staring out of the ruined land. Occasionally, a shot rings out, more sport than combat, a reminder of the terror they face. Oh, yay, another song. Words in bold are sung by the entire company. No, they're not. Just
How
Christian.
is it I feel you closer to me now that the world's between us? What I wouldn't do just to get some sleep, but we're taking fire. These are some things that my mind can do, so the machine takes over. I leave this world to get back to you, but I'm getting tired.
Exterior mountainsides, graveyard, dawn. The song, Close My Eyes, continues hundreds of crude wooden crosses, bleached white and against the black mountainside.
If I close my eyes, maybe I'll see you there one more time.
The figure of Cyrano runs in a silhouette across the horizon. Exterior mountains, guards, embankment, and camp night. Christiana is still sitting by the cannon, continues to sing.
And if I give my word, I'm so afraid you won't believe it. And if I told you all I've done, I know it'd make you cry. So I will close my eyes while the falling skies lay down between us.
Exterior valley path dawn. Cyrano runs beside the path. Never on it, he swiftly zigzags across the barren ground.
Sometimes your voice is all I can hear. Lately it's getting quiet. It used to be so tender and near, but now it sounds miles away. Does it ever feel like this to you? Roxanne, I don't know what to do. But if I close my eyes, maybe you'll... maybe I'll see you there one more time. And if I give my word, I'm so afraid you won't believe it. And if I told you all I've done, I know it'd make you cry. So I will close my eyes and let the falling skies lay down between us. I would close...
Oh, sorry.
I would close my eyes and let the falling sky lay down between us.
The songs are like every lyric is so similar. I apologize. Exterior the valley, enemy camp dawn, same day. Oh my god, the song is still fucking going. Cyrano picks his way through the enemy camp past well-ordered tents and long straight rows. He reaches the front line. I just really lost my place. Where well-attended cannons stand ready. A group of infantrymen in clean new uniforms are slumped against the cannon, all of them asleep. Cyrano silently runs towards them and stops in the space next to the cannon shaft. Beneath the cannon is a basket of apples. That's not going to win a war. He quickly takes as many as he can and packs them in his pockets, determined to steal as much as possible. He's about to leap into the no man's land. One of the infantry wakes up and shouts, "Say, you stole my apples!" And the exterior edge of the south crater continued. Cyrano runs the edge of the south crater, his figure against a giant cloudscape. I thought they were using the apples as cannonballs because it's under the cannon. Exterior mountains guards, embankment camp day. Oh God, thank God. Song Close My Eyes finally finishes. A boy, guard 3, sits inside a broken bell on the edge of a ridge, killing the ground. He's on listening duty, and sure enough, he hears someone coming. He pulls a rope to sound an alarm. Sound the alarm! An early telegraph system alerts the right sentry, who in turn pulls another rope, alerting HQ. Lebre steps out of HQ and raises the telescope. He sees Cyrano dive over the ridge, shots ringing around him, and dive into the bell. Inside the bell, Cyrano takes a moment to catch his breath.
Morning.
Honey grub?
Cyrano hands the boy a bright red apple cannon ball.
Bless you.
The tall always starve first.
He ducks out of the bell, leaving the boy munching on the apple. Cyrano arrives up to the HQ tent and greets Lebre.
Every morning they shoot and miss.
One morning they'll get lucky. You're risking your life to send a letter.
I promised I'd write.
Cyrano observes Christian asleep nearby.
He's dying of hunger and yet still handsome.
Cyrano walks away.
Where are you going?
To write a letter.
Cyrano places an apple in Christian's open hand. Interior Officer Camp de Guiche paces in front of him. An attendant sits at the table, quill in hand, looking at unfinished, unsigned orders.
These orders from the king are a suicide mission, and he's commanded me to decide which unit is more expendable. Me! It's an honor, a sign of the king's faith in me.
The attendant looks at him blankly.
Or he doesn't want the blood of an entire company on his hands.
The attendant waits, holding the orders with a quill in hand.
Send the guards. Address the orders to Captain Lebret.
The attendant looks at him.
No one can match them in bravery. I serve my king, not my spite.
The attendant addresses the orders. De Guiche stamps them ruefully, and he does.
Let God do the rest.
De Guiche's face falls. Interior Foxhole Mountain Camp later, using his gun as a desk, Cyrano writes. Around him lie those closest to death. Suddenly, Cyrano hears Lebret's voice.
Attention, gentlemen of the guards! Make ready! We have orders from the king.
Exhausted, starving guards stare in disbelief.
Guard! Now is it? Guards, check your weapons. Prepare.
Exterior Mountain Camp morning, Cyrano comes out of the foxhole and rushes to Lebret. At the HQ tent, sitting nearby, is a small, emaciated boy.
Lebret.
This child has delivered our orders from the king.
He hands the orders to Cyrano to read for himself. The orders bear the name of the Duke de Guiche.
This comes from De Guiche. That wasn't even my line. My bad. After you, sir. No, you say it, sir.
No, you say correct in service of the king, Travis.
Correct in service of the king.
We've been holding this godforsaken rock for months, on the king's orders.
And now we have the noble distinction of being chosen to mount an attack?
De Guiche wants me dead.
The odds are against us.
The odds are impossible.
You've always said you like impossible odds.
Silence, a look between them, recognizing their years of shared experience.
I'd rather die down there fighting than starve up here waiting.
Then ready yourself.
They embrace. Exterior
I
Mountain
love
Camp
you.
continues. The soldiers. What the hell? You having another stroke? The soldiers and assorted stragglers are preparing for battle as they sing, because that's what you do to prepare for battle. This ain't Les Mis, y'all.
I have a wife I haven't seen since lilacs bloomed in St. Hippolyte. She always wears them in her hair and she lets them fall down everywhere. I can see her in the glowing light dressing without a sound. I promised I'd be home all right, but I gotta lay this body down. So take this letter to my wife and tell her that I loved my life Tell my boys the Lord he found me, but I say their names out loud and they're all around me. And tell them not to cry at all. Heaven is wherever I fall.
The officer takes the guard one's letter. Guard 2 sitting and pulling on a second pair of socks and then carefully lacing his boots. Okay, Ned.
I have a girl, I think I love her. I should have told her. Instead, I told her mother. I gave her chocolates, I brought her a ring, but I never told her anything. But I can't see her in every detail. Now turning in my mind, I barely know that a girl at all, but I will love her till the end of time. So take this letter to my girl and tell her that I saw the world, the whole world, and say that right before I fell, I said her name out loud. Isabel, tell her not to cry at all. Heaven is wherever I fall.
I'm just gonna take the progress. Great job, Travis. You actually fucking sang. I am so proud of you right now. I'm gonna cry. The officer takes his letter. Guard 3 shakes as he takes a swig from a flask and sings, "Our little boy has grown up. I'm just so sorry." Go ahead, Guard 3.
I have a father, he isn't well. He thinks he might be going to hell. He was a sinner, he liked to fight. So I don't know, he might be right. I can see him every Sunday morning diving into the fray. He wasn't one of God's best men, but I loved him anyway. So take this letter to him, please, and tell him I can't wait to see him. I went in first, I rang the bell. I called his name out loud and I gave him hell. So take him not to cry at all. Heaven is wherever I fall.
The officer takes his letter.
Tell him not
To cry at all.
Heaven is
wherever I fall.
Interior Foxhole Mountains Embankment Camp continuous.
Roxanne,
I know.
I wish I could write her one last letter.
You have.
Let me see.
No need.
Of course there's a need.
Christian takes the letter and reads, then stops.
What's this? This, what is it?
Stain?
No. And yes, it's a tear or tear.
Is it? That's odd.
Christian forces him to look at it.
Oh, yes. We artists are sometimes so moved by our own creations that we, poetic empathy.
You cried writing this letter.
I can't bear not to see her again.
Christian looks at Cyrano sharply.
We will never see her again, which is to say you. You, her beloved husband, might die and never see her again. That's what I meant. That's the tear stain.
You're in love with her.
What? You've gone mad. You're starving.
Deny it then. Do you love her?
Too simple.
I knew it. I didn't dare let myself believe it. Oh my God, I feel sick. You've always loved her.
Christian storms off. Cyrano hurries after him.
I will deny it.
You can't deny it. You can't even hide it.
Cyrano grabs Christian, stopping him.
Christian, this is most important. If I die and you live and she mentions the letters, don't be surprised.
At what?
If she mentions their volume. You've written her more often than you know.
How dare you?
Sorry.
How often?
Often enough.
Twice a week?
No.
3 times a week?
More.
4? 5?
A bit more.
Every day?
Yes, every day. Twice. And 4 on her birthday.
4 letters in a fucking day? Jesus, you psycho.
It was
Christian
her
grabs
birthday.
Cyrano by the collar, and he raises his fist to punch him in the face, rightfully. Cyrano looks at him defiantly with kindness. He doesn't defend himself. Christian cries out in frustration and hits the ground. He looks off in the distance. Suddenly, the pain shifts on his face. An understanding, clear recognition.
She doesn't love me.
Of course she does.
In her most recent letter, she said she loves me because of my soul.
What could be more loving?
You are my soul.
Cyrano hadn't thought of that. A flicker of hope passes across his face, despite himself.
We must tell her the truth, and you must confess your love.
Never.
Why not?
No point. The world will never accept a midget with a tall, beautiful woman.
Never mind the world. What about Roxanne? She's got a huge heart. In the same letter, she reassured me that she'd still love me if I returned from this hell a broken man, disfigured and body destroyed.
She said that?
Christian shows Cyrano this letter from Roxanne.
I don't believe her.
I don't doubt her. Either way, no more deception.
From outside, they can hear the sound of the men preparing for battle. Lebray?
Yes, Lebray here. Company! I don't think I'm on
Take
the
your
right
positions!
Oh, yeah.
Take a damn position!
We're gonna clearly die, but form a line!
Jesus Christ, that wasn't even any of the lines.
Wait,
Stop
we're-
watching ESPN.
No.
Exterior mountain camp continuous.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
almost
Platoon
live.
commander,
Here.
steady your men, hold fast!
No,
Ah!
just stop talking,
Lebray
Travis.
barks orders and checks his men. Now you say it.
Perfect.
Oh, fuck me.
Now, before
Anyway.
we all die. No, let me say it. Company! Form!
Oh.
No!
Platoon commander, steady your men.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, there it is. Okay. Platoon commanders, steady your men. Hold fast, because we're clearly going to die.
Jesus Christ. I can't say it. The guards assemble behind the cannons, gripping their guns, poised for the attack. Cyrano and Christian are amongst them, still passionately arguing in loud whispers.
We betrayed her. We can never tell her. It would break her heart.
Have to tell her. It's our moral. Our moral.
Cyro's about to supply the word, but Christian has it.
Obligation. We have to tell her the truth. That we've deceived her brutally and we're both in love with her. We must let her decide her fate. One of us, none of us, she must have the choice. And I'm certain she'll choose you.
Lebray walks forward.
Okay, gentlemen, for real this time. Company, form line.
The company move out from their positions and form a line behind Lebray.
Chosen you already. Love at first sight. She's married you.
But she doesn't love me. She doesn't even know me.
Form line.
Then she's going to be doubly disappointed because she doesn't love me either.
I think she does.
Captain, steady your men.
And I would prefer to be loved for my true self or not at all.
Hold fast.
Christian makes his decision and charges out in line, scrabbling up towards the skyline.
Christian! No!
Cyrano is about to follow, but Lebray grabs him. They look at each other, Cyrano furious, Lebray defiant. Christian runs up the ridge. As soon as he hits the skyline, shot rings out. He stops, look at confusion and shock on his face, then falls back. His hands claw the black lava grit.
Company heads.
As the company begin their slow march, Cyrano breaks the line and runs towards Christian.
Tell them not to
cry at all. Heaven is wherever I fall.
Cyrano arrives at Christian, who, prone but alive. He pulls Christian to the mouth of the bell for cover. The guards arrive at the top of the ridge, take aim, fire, but many of them are themselves hit and fall back down. Cyrano tries to staunch Christian's bleeding.
You will live. You will live for Roxanne, who loves you. We'll do as you say. We'll do as you say, and she will choose you.
Tell them
Tell
not
them not to cry at all.
Heaven
Heaven is
is
wherever I
I
fall.
Tell her everything. Roxanne.
Christian dies, blood flowing. Cyrano is in agony. He carefully places the last letter he wrote in Christian's breast pocket. He stands, turns, and runs up the ridge. As he does, a musket shot hits him in the left shoulder blade. He faces the firing enemy and runs with everything he's got towards the midst of the musket fire. Interior cloistered infirmary, the convent of the Ladies of the Holy Cross Day. Rows and rows of white wimples. Caption, 15 years later. Sister Claire and Mother Martha are ministering to a dying man. A dying nun. Sorry. Sister Claire catches sight of herself in the reflective halo of the crucifix above the nun's bed. Beyond Claire's reflection, an older Roxanne is reading to another sick nun. She did not look older in the movie at all.
Sister Claire, must I remind you, you have accepted a life without mirrors. Stop admiring yourself, or I will be forced to tell Cyrano.
Oh, make such fun of me.
Oh, that's perfect. All right, Travis.
The fuck, man?
Wow. And promise me that you will stop trying to convert him.
He's been coming here every Saturday for as long as I can remember. Why does he not believe?
Miss Roxanne is his faith. These visits his service.
It's Saturday. He wants to see.
I'm sure the Lord has a plan for him. You should worry about his remaining time on earth. Get him to eat. I didn't even hear that line. I don't know.
That wasn't even a human octave, dude.
Something's wrong with the microphone. Oh, did we lose him?
I will go from lip syncing for my life to saying the lines that belong to me. He says he's not hungry. He says I ate good meat yesterday.
It's not true. He's too proud to admit he can't afford it. He's starving. Insist he eats with us.
Yes, Mother.
Travis, are you just...
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
Are you there? Go.
Yep.
De Guiche, older, distinguished, well-dressed, walking the exterior colonnade. Travis, that's you.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, we gotcha.
You hear me?
I do now. Surely
Okay.
not?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm here. Surely that's the Grand Marshal Duke de Guiche.
It is.
He's famous.
Yes, child.
He won the war for us.
So they say.
And now he's building us a new church.
I wonder why.
He's like a saint.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. Exterior bell tower 10 minutes later. Roxanne and De Guiche stand beside an ancient bell.
Please, end your mourning. Return to the world.
I'll cease to mourn when I'm dead. Until then, I'm going to stay like Jennifer and not like Travis, but I'm content here. The library has enough good books to see me through this life.
My mistake was to fall in love with a woman who reads.
You should try it. They say it's quite fashionable.
Will you ever forgive me?
I have already.
Was Christian really so
Roxanne gives him a firm, "No more of that, please, bitch." De Guiche watches her. He loves her, but he has learned to control himself.
I saw Cyrano in the street last winter. He looked frail.
His war wound pains him greatly.
I sent him a little money. He returned it.
He wouldn't want your charity. Or anyone's. He still has his pride.
He's lived without compromise, a free man.
A rich man's fantasy. The poor are never free.
You're probably right. Is he coming today?
If it's Saturday, he'll be here at exactly 6 o'clock to bring me the news.
Interior Cyrano's room, afternoon, same day. Cyrano, 15 years older. He slowly and carefully puts on his coat. His side pains him greatly. He looks in the mirror, does his best to look his best. His desk is piled with unsent letters to Roxanne. Exterior street, Roxanne's house, a minute later. I thought she lived in a frickin'... Okay, never mind. Anyway, Cyrano slowly walks up the street. He's unsteady. He walks past Roxanne's old house. He stops a moment. There's someone on the balcony. She's waving to him. He shields his brow to block the sun to see who it is. He realizes it's Marie, and she waves back. Now a man emerges from inside and joins Marie. That handsome landlord. Oh, Marie getting it! He puts his arm around her as she responds lovingly, tenderly, passionately. They're clearly an item. Cyrano smiles. Who would have believed it? Go Marie. Best story of this whole story, the movie. Exterior, another street, 20 minutes later, same day, Cyrano slowly heading towards the convent. This is a very long walk for him. He has to stop. Searing pain attacks his side. Suddenly, he falls to the ground. He simply collapses. A woman screams. People rush to his aid. Amongst them is Lebray, still captain the guards in his uniform. He is run from Ragueneau's, having heard the screams. Lebray cradles Cyrano in his arms. Cyrano slowly opens his eyes and recognizes him. He manages to smile despite the pain.
Oh, old friend.
Did I fall?
No, not at all. The ground rose up and hit you.
Cyrano smiles. He has a small cut on his brow, which Lebray dabs with his handkerchief.
But you're still here.
I mustn't be late.
Exterior bell tower convent later. Sister Claire has joined Roxanne. Together they strike the bell. 6 o'clock. Roxanne smiles in anticipation. She looks out but does not see Cyrano.
She'll be here.
Oh, I'm muted. He's always on time.
Roxanne hurries down the tower steps. Interior church under construction. Moments later, Roxanne almost runs into Cyrano as she rushes towards the convent as he emerges out of it.
Going somewhere?
You're late!
Yes, I was delayed.
By what?
An untimely visitor.
You sent him away.
I fear I only put him off for a short while.
Well, he'll have to wait because I won't let you leave before nightfall.
She helps him to the bench and sits with relief.
You've cut yourself.
Cyrano closes his eyes. Sister Claire sweeping at a distance.
I know. Go up on more.
A scratch, really.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, aren't you going to tease Sister Claire? She waits all week for it, you know.
Sister Claire blushes and looks down. Yep, look at that blushing nun.
Sister Claire, you have such lovely eyes. Why do you keep them cast down?
Oh my fucking gods.
Because, you know, then he does that.
Sorry.
I ate good meat yesterday.
When you're ready, come to the dining hall and I'll give you a big bowl of soup.
Yes, yes.
Good.
Sister Claire is trying to convert you to
I am-
Catholicism. Shut up.
Hey, that's I am not. Mother warned me off.
Good.
Tonight, for once, I will let you pray for me.
I haven't waited for your permission.
God bless you.
Oh,
Sister Claire touches Cyrano's arm and leaves, but something troubles her about all of this. Cyrano tenderly watches Roxanne as she works.
Do you remember the day we first met?
Yes.
It was an early morning in early June. I'd come to borrow a book from your father. We found you in the library, curled up on the floor in the dawn light, a tome for a pillow, reading the very book I'd come for.
I refused to hand it over.
Your youth made it forgivable.
I hadn't finished reading it.
I didn't mind. You said you would give it to me as soon as you had.
And I did. As if we'd always known each other.
And now we have.
Excuse me for that belch if you heard it. Cyrano looks up at the light coming in.
They say light is the soul of a holy space. It's designed to be enough beauty to just let go.
Are you melancholy?
No. No.
Do you have my daily paper? Good.
Cyrano gives his paper, but it's a struggle to speak and breathe.
Last Saturday, the 19th, I saw you. And then a week passed in which nothing important happened. And now here I am again.
Cyrano?
Yes. The news. Last Saturday, the head of state ate too many prunes and took to his bed with a fever. He was executed by his physician, and now he is feeling much better. There was a ball last Sunday, and 763 wax candles were burned out. On Monday, our troops were reported to have beaten everyone everywhere. Tuesday, a little tiny dog had to be given a very large enema. On Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, someone somewhere who isn't us took a new lover. On Friday,
Cyrano feels faint. His eyes close.
I was the queen of almost. Today,
Roxanne sees his eyes are closed.
Shall we get you that soup?
not yet.
My dear, what is to be done?
Cyrano looks at her and smiles.
It's just my old wound from the war.
Damn that war.
Roxanne touches her breast where she keeps a letter.
Kleenex. I'm just kidding.
You told me one day you would let me read Christian's last letter.
Now?
Please.
As the sky darkens, Roxanne hands him the letter he wrote from Christian 15 years before. As Cyrano opens the envelope, we see blood on it.
Farewell, Roxanne. I believe this will be my last day, my beloved. My soul is heavy with unexpressed love. Fulfillment of heart cannot be recorded. It will not live on in my bones when I'm gone. It will not be buried in my grave. The exact nature of my love cannot be given to you in words to outlast my last breath. No matter how I wish it, I am dust, and dust to dust.
It's dark now. Roxanne watches him closely. He's not reading, but reciting. His eyes are closed.
I'm going to die today.
You're not reading, you're remembering.
He folds the letter, shrugs, a simple sign of admission. Regret, longing, sorrow, love. She gets up, walks away, and now turns on him.
It was you.
No, Roxanne.
Make your confession.
No.
The letters,
No.
the words,
No.
the voice in the night below my balcony, all of it was you. I married him because of your words.
You married him, not my words.
Why are you denying it?
Because I don't love you, my love.
Yes, you do.
Christian loved you.
You wrote this letter. This tear was yours.
The blood was his.
Why tell me now?
I've told you nothing.
After 15 years. Why?
Cyrano gets to his feet, shaky and unsure. He faces her and speaks the heartfelt truth.
I believe this will be my last day.
No.
Cyrano falls to the ground, collapses into the leaves.
No!
Roxanne holds him in her arms.
Oy veg, oy gewalt. All right. No, Cyrano, I won't let you go. How can you not see? I'm alone, Cyrano. I've nowhere to go. You have to stay with me.
Oh, Roxanne, I don't understand. The one you love's not here. I buried that man with my own hands long ago in a blackberry field.
Have you ever wanted something so badly you cannot breathe? Have you ever loved someone madly?
It's okay, Roxanne. I've known what I am from the second your eyes held mine. Ever since then I've been a patient man, patient with desire.
I know, Cyrano, I know who you are. Love, I feel the same. So no, Cyrano, I won't let you go. Love's a painful, painful game. Have you ever wanted someone so badly you cannot breathe? Have you ever loved someone madly?
You love me?
Yes. And I won't lose you twice.
A slow, sweet kiss which kills him.
It's you I love.
No. You loved the words.
No. You.
She looks at him in the eye. She knows he's about to die, and she needs him to know this.
I love Cyrano. Cyrano is my love. I've always loved Cyrano.
He gazes at her a moment, full of regret.
And I loved my pride.
Cyrano dies in Roxanne's arms. The leaves slowly fall. In the distance, the nuns are walking to Mass. Sister Claire comes running from the building, fear in her eyes. Roxanne is weeping. Fade to black. The end. Great job, everyone. Most of us didn't know these songs, so we just kind of wung it. So, hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Everyone did a wonderful job.